Hello everyone, welcome to the Mr. Ben Show, and welcome to a special reaction video for Summer Game Fest. I keep saying Summer Games Fest. It's not that, Summer Game Fest. The special Wednesday showcase. What's today's date? It'll probably just be called Summer Game Fest May 13th announcement, whatever this video might be called. So yesterday was the first announcement. The Xbox thing doesn't count as part of this, even though they referenced each other. But the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, it got announced yesterday, a remaster. I think it's a remake. It would be considered a remake. But that's cool. I didn't do a reaction video to that because I got out of work, and then it was immediately spoiled for me once I logged on, to social media and everything. But today I'm off, thankfully, and tomorrow is another announcement, so there'll be that. But today I'm off, and I don't know if we'll be watching the full interview of this because it says special Wednesday showcase plus interview. Don't know if we'll be doing the interview part, but whatever the showcase, quote unquote, will be, we'll see what that is. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Yesterday on Twitter they said that this video is like an hour long with both the interview and the showcase. We'll see how much of that is showcase and see how much of that is interview. The interview yesterday after the Tony Hawk's presentation, it was all solid. Everything about that looks solid. I'm excited for that. It looks cool. But yeah, we'll just clap it over so you see the pause screen, and we'll just hit play. Here we go. Also, my laptop's at like 50%. Because I went to the grocery store while my video was uploading. I didn't have it plugged in. So, we'll see if we make it all the way through.
Hello,
Hopefully
I'm
we
Brian Karras, Technical Director
Epic.
of Graphics here at Epic Games.
Hi, I'm Jerome Plateau, Art Director of the Special Project.
A few years ago, we got together as a team and brainstormed where we thought we could push forward the state-of-the-art in real-time graphics. There were two key areas that stood out. The first, dynamic global illumination. Beautiful bounce lighting instantaneously.
I don't have to be constrained to do a game where the world has to be static. And I'm able
Tim
to iterate a
Sweeney
lot
interview.
And we call this new system Lumen. And we're about to show you what it is capable of. But first, there was another area that we thought we could push forward. Truly virtualized geometry. The artist wouldn't have to be concerned over poly counts, draw calls, or memory. We could directly use film quality assets and bring them straight into the engine.
And that's a big deal for artists. I just want to be able to import my ZBrush model.
There's not much to say
photogrammetry scan,
other than
data, without
Lumen's a
wasting
cool
any
name.
time optimizing,
It
creating
kind of
images,
explains
or even lowering
what
the
it
quality
does.
to make it hit frame rate.
In the end, that's what it's all about. Art that just works. And we call this new technology Nanite. Here is the future
Nanite.
of Unreal Engine running live
That's
on
not
PlayStation
as good of a
5.
name as Lumen.
Awesome. Let's take a look at it.
This has to be the right way.
It's nice looking. Ooh, that's really nice looking. Gameplay.
Before we continue, let's stop a moment and take a look at some of the key features of this demo. Much of what you see was built with Quixel Megascan assets, but instead of using the game versions, we used the cinematic versions, which would typically only be used in film. There are around 1 million triangles each, and thanks to virtual texturing, they all use 8K textures as well. Nanite can render an insane number of triangles very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry
cool.
in each frame that Nanite crunches down losslessly.
Is this
to
what the
around
showcase
20
will be?
million drawn triangles.
I mean, showing a
What does
new
that many
engine is
triangles
cool
look
and all.
like? This isn't noise. These are the triangles, each a different color.
But
most are
like,
so
you
small
can't
that they
sell
look
this
like
to anyone.
noise.
I have a new
Nanite
follower on
achieves
Rooster
detail
Teeth.
down to the pixel,
I don't know if the
which
capture will
means
pick that up.
triangles are often the size of pixels. This amount of geometric detail requires shadows to be pixel accurate as well, and Nanite can do that too. Speaking of lighting, all of the lighting in this demo is completely dynamic, with the power of Lumen that even includes multi-bounce global illumination.
Is this a
No light
game?
maps, no baking here.
Or is
Without
this
GI,
just
all
the
of that
demo
beautiful lighting is gone.
for the
With
engine,
Lumen enabled,
like
we
a
can move the
concept
light
demo?
and the bounce changes instantly.
That's cool.
Okay, let's keep going. We've made some great additions to our audio system as well. Convolution reverb allows us to measure reverberation characteristics of real spaces,
What is all
like
this
actual
leading
caves
to?
that we sampled, and reproduce them in virtual
Why are we
spaces.
showing this?
Sound field rendering
mean, like,
allows us to
it's
record
cool,
and play back
but-
spatialized audio. All of this adds
what
up
is
to a more
this?
immersive experience.
Other than Lumen or Nanite or whatever. Like, it can't just be that, right? I mean, it could just be that, but why would you gather
This swarm
us
of bats was created
here
with a
for
Niagara
that?
effects system. Particles in
You know?
Niagara can now talk to one another and understand their environment like
Like,
never
this
before.
just could have been on Epic's YouTube channel to be like, hey, look at this weird dev diary
We've also added a
show
ton of
off
new
thing.
functionality to run fluid simulations like you see in the water below. The demo runs on our chaos physics system. Here we are using it to accurately simulate the rigid bodies
Chaos.
of the falling rocks
Instead
and the
of
cloth of her
havoc.
scarf.
It's really pretty looking.
Now that the environment is so complex, we've needed to greatly improve our animation systems to adapt. We've added predictive foot placement and motion warping, which dynamically modifies IK and body position to look more natural. For the character to more realistically interact with the environment, we've added the ability to trigger seamless contextual animation events, like her hand on the door.
That's promising.
Dynamic GI is amazing, not just for speeding up iteration, but also for its impact on gameplay.
Nice.
Any light
That's-
source can move while
it
still
might
having
be.
Oh, that's
beautiful
cool.
bounce lighting. Dynamic illumination means specular as well, which you can see on all the metal surfaces.
All the bugs.
You can even see the Niagara-powered bugs reacting to the light. Lumen not only reacts to moving light sources, but also changes in geometry.
Interesting. This is all interesting.
Remember we mentioned
That's all,
high-poly
all I
assets?
have to say about
This
it,
statue was
because they're
imported
not
directly
showing
from
a
ZBrush
game.
and is more than 33
They're showing
million
an
triangles.
engine
No baking of normal maps, no
or a
authored LODs.
conglomerate of engines.
And we can do more than a single statue. There are nearly 500 of that exact statue at the same detail level placed in this room, for a total of over 16 billion triangles from statues alone. Over this entire demo, there are hundreds of billions of triangles.
Does this all translate to a person who doesn't isn't in the know about video games, but like knows about this? Like knows about the Summer Game Fest because it's supposed to be this replacement
so with
for
Nanite, you have
E3?
limitless geometry, and with Lumen,
Do people
you have
care
fully
about
dynamic
this like
lighting
that?
and global
Like,
illumination,
I mean, it's
all
cool.
running on a PlayStation
and
5.
It's very interesting, and it's a deep dive on how these consoles are going to work and what the future of gaming is. But does this translate to normal people? Like, who don't know shit about the video games that they play. You know? Like, what does this sell to the normal person?
There's no
Other than this looks pretty.
And this doesn't need
I mean,
to be
I guess that's the
constrained to
point. It
small
looks
rooms.
pretty.
It can stretch all the way to the horizon.
I mean, explaining this stuff is important.
portal. It's open.
But, like, there's no name to this. And if it's not a game, then... you know, what are people getting out of this then? Other than Unreal has a new engine. That's cool. It's really cool. It's a lot of land to keep going with. But was that gameplay? Is this even a game?
It's
I
time
don't
to
know.
see what's next.
But I'd imagine this is going to be epic stuff then. Unreal Engine. Oh, goodbye Unreal Engine. V. Oh. Whoa. Unreal Engine 5. Coming soon.
There you go. The Unreal
2021.
Engine 5 is real, and
Interesting.
that was the first real-time footage of something running on the PlayStation 5 as well. Such a amazing day, I think, for gamers to get a glimpse at where games are going next. And now it's my honor to be joined
what was it
by
footage
three
of?
guys from Epic to talk a little bit about today's announcement. Of course, we've got Tim Sweeney, Kim LeBerry, and Nick Penwarden. Guys, thanks
Is
for
this
joining me
all
here
interview
virtually. This is
about-
a really big and exciting day. I mean, I think I just was so blown away when I saw this footage about what UE5 can do. And Tim,
Fortnite.
this is, I know, a special moment for you to have, you know, put a 5 on this Unreal Engine. I remember the first time you showed me the original Unreal Engine.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't... What is the interview gonna tell me? That Unreal Engine 5 is coming out and that it looks pretty? I'm just gonna stop the recording there because we're not gonna watch the interview. Why is this an hour long then? Fuck. That's crazy. I mean, it's cool, but... I don't know. What does that translate to? I mean, like, if this is gonna be multiple days and there's another thing tomorrow, right? The PlayStation is having something for Ghost of Tsushima tomorrow at 4, I think, my time. So they're not all going to be like... I mean, why else would you make it a special Wednesday showcase if it wasn't going to be a banger of an announcement? Which I guess Unreal Engine 5 is fucking insane, because how long has it been since Unreal Engine 4 came out? And how long has that name, or like whole idea of Unreal Engine 5 been thrown around and talked about and joked about? And that's all crazy. That's insane. But like, what was that showing? It showed off what it did, but that wasn't a game, so that's confusing. If it's not a game that you're trying to pitch with it, or what the engine is, to be like, this is the first thing with this engine. It's coming in 2021. That's fine. That's far away, kind of. That's cool and all, but like, you have this intangible. People aren't going to be playing that, you know? So people don't have something to grasp of what that is. And other than, this shit looks pretty. I don't know. And saying 8K textures and all of that stuff is really insane to think about. 16 billion triangle polygons on statues or whatever the fuck they said. That's all crazy shit. Light bouncing off, the way that works, like, if you know what ray tracing is, then you understand that whole thing. That's all insane and really cool, and it's really pretty, and it shows off really well, but what was the showing off, you know? Because it just... I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to think about. I can see why this has almost 3K dislikes. It's almost half dislikes versus, because it's not a game announcement, it's an engine announcement, and be like, okay, well, this thing we're never going to use, we're going to see it when games finally come out with Unreal Engine 5. It's saying it's coming in 2021 is insane as well, because that means that people aren't going to be getting their hands on it till then, so how long is it going to be until we see games with Unreal Engine 5? I would imagine Epic would be the first one to drop something, because they have this engine. I'd imagine it's already out for them, but when the rest of the world gets Unreal Engine 5, how long are we going to see, people take advantage of that? It's that is mind-boggling. Like, the console that you're pushing this for is at that point gonna be 3 or 4 years old, which that's insane to think about. Like, that next generation is going to be more, if not halfway through, almost done by that stretch. That's insane. Kind of. I mean, it's cool for the next generation, I guess. Especially when you're touting 8K textures and stuff like that. Like, it's definitely future-proofing games, but I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thing to say it's a special Wednesday showcase after this would have been a cool start, I guess. Not even that. Like, why was just this not like I wouldn't say a blog post, because you need to show what the fucking engine does when you're saying, oh, Unreal Engine 5 is a thing. Like, you can't just have that written down. What is Unreal Engine 5? I get that. But to put it in a showcase where we're showing off Summer Game Fest, where people are expecting game announcements, to put a engine announcement, that's not for us, that's for the developers that are going to be using that, which I guess they're all stuck at home too. They're not going to E3, so they're not going to have their closed doors like discussions and like backhand deals and all that stuff. But I don't know, there's something lacking, and the lacking is a game announcement, in Summer Game Fest. But I guess a festival can be a celebration of all things in games. Like, now I kind of expect, well, I mean, we know what the controllers look like, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, hey, we're one of these days is just a controller announcement kind of thing, which is what PlayStation did not too long ago, or something like that. Like, there's more that's just going to be than the games, I guess. I don't know what to expect from, if we're breaking it down, we're like, this is one announcement per day, or if it's gonna be like certain days it's gonna be a developer's day or a publisher's day, and it's just gonna be like a whole dump of like Activision shit. Well, I guess they wouldn't have announced Tony Hawk just like that if it was going to be a whole dump, but just a hypothetical, I guess, or EA, if they were going to be like, oh, here's Respawn's next game, and not Visceral, because that doesn't exist anymore, but DICE, and here's the next Madden again, or here's more of the next Madden, and all that kind of stuff. It would be, I don't know, it just makes me think it's really anything's going to go for Summer Game Fest, so I don't know. It makes me want to see every announcement, but also kind of like, what's the point? Especially for a fucking hour. Why? I don't need to hear Tim Sweeney talk for an hour about whatever Unreal Engine 5 is, because I'm not going to be using Unreal Engine 5. I'm just going to look at it one day and be like, that's that. It's better than 3 and 4. Like, the tools aspects and the shaders and all of that stuff, like, it's cool visually to be like, that's going into my game, but I don't need to explain to me, because I'm not making games, but it's definitely something to care about, I guess. It's just not, it doesn't make sense to sell all of that to the normal person. That's kind of a video for, I guess, behind closed doors, when you're showing it to a whole bunch of people who are going to be developing games with that tool set. But it's also kind of funny that they're like, fucking finally, dude. It makes that Mega 64 video even more like reference, or not reference, but like funny, because that was the whole idea of them going to Tim Sweeney and pitching Unreal Engine 5. I'm sure I'm going to go on Twitter and see something about it. within the next 20 minutes or so, more than likely. But I guess that's it. There's not really much else to say, but the world has a new game engine. It's definitely one of the more prevalent game engines or Unreal is the more prevalent game engine in the gaming world. Is this isn't Unreal, is it? No, this is Unity. But there's a lot of games made in Unreal, so that's cool that they're making it better, so games will look better. And to say, okay, this is the first game footage that is running on a PlayStation 5, but the game is not real. The game is not a game, so yeah, there's that too. But yeah, there's that. Or maybe they'll say it's a game in the interview, and since we didn't watch the interview, I'll miss that, and then I'll come tomorrow when the next episode comes out of whatever, or the next PlayStation reaction video, because that's tomorrow as well, that comes out, and I say, oh yeah, that was a game, so be it. But as far as what that wasn't a game announcement, that was an engine announcement. Looks pretty cool. That being said, it's been fun, guys. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts.